Hi, and welcome to Spirit Food. I'm your host, Rebecca Eaglin. Thank you for joining us today on Path TV, your source for faith-based content and inspiration. I think you're really going to like what we have on the menu today because we are making game day finger foods. If you are having a game day party, or if you're having any kind of party, or if it's Tuesday and you just really like great food, we have some things for you today that I think you'll really enjoy. The first thing that we're going to make is a bacon wrapped stuffed jalapeno. I know, you're welcome. What you'll need to make your bacon wrapped stuffed jalapenos are jalapenos cut in half lengthwise, ribbed and seeded. You want to get rid of all the ribs and the seeds. Quick tip, if you are working with fresh jalapenos, do not touch your face until you are done and you have washed your hands. You're going to hate life if you touch your face without washing them first. You're also going to need raw bacon. And we started with a little breakfast sausage. What we did, we just browned it in a skillet and we mixed it in with 1/3 cup of cream cheese. Just blended it all together. And that's what you'll need. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the jalapeno that's been ribbed and seeded. We're going to get a little bit of the breakfast sausage and add that to the cavity in the middle here. You don't want to overstuff it. You just want enough in there so it's not falling out everywhere. But you also don't want it to be so little that it's like you're eating just a jalapeno with barely anything in it. So we have it stuffed. And now you grab a little slice of bacon and you just wrap it around. Now what I did with my bacon was I cut the package into thirds so that you'll have 1/3 slice for each jalapeno, so it's perfectly portioned and you won't be continuing to wrap and wrap and wrap with a lot of bacon. Now if you like a lot of bacon, use the whole thing, but I just like a little bit. And that's what you look like. So we just put it off to the side and we're going to put it in the oven once we've finished all of them for 20 to 25 minutes. Keep a close eye on it. You want to preheat your oven to 375, 20 to 25 minutes, but you want to watch because if the bacon is still a little raw, it's not ready and you do not want to serve raw bacon. The next thing that we're going to make are vegetarian quesadillas. Now, if you're not a fan of vegetarian food, you can add chicken, ground turkey, beef, whatever you like. But I think if you give this a try, you'll like it too. The first thing we do is we take a tortilla and we're going to fill up half of it. We start with a little cheese on one side. And the cheese is going to be the glue on this side to keep it together. A little bit of cheese, a little onions and peppers that, you know, I took a little help from the store. So frozen onions and peppers in the bag. It's only $1. Let that defrost and just sprinkle that on. A little bit of black bean action, and this is like you can use fresh black beans, you can use the canned black beans, it does not matter, whatever you like is fine. The thing about black beans though, a little bit goes a long way, so don't put too much in there, you just want a little bit. And then a little bit of corn. Now I'm using the cream style corn, and I know that sounds a little counterintuitive, but it just gives it a little extra, what is that? It doesn't taste like cream corn. If you're not a cream corn fan, like me, go figure. It still works, and it just gives it an extra body to it, and it's really, really good. The last layer, again, cheese. We just sprinkle that over the top. And once we got enough cheese to coat the top, we fold it in half, and that's it. And we put that on the heat. 2 minutes per side, and you want it to get extra crispy and good. So we're going to go over to our skillet and drop this in. And I have it preheated already over medium heat, and we're just going to add a tablespoon of oil, and then we're going to drop this in. Now remember, you don't want to overcook. You don't want to keep it in there for too long. Just 2 minutes per side. And when you put it in there, use your spatula and kind of squish that down so that the cheese will stick on both sides. It's literally going to take 2 minutes per side. So then, while that's going, you make sure that it's good on the other side and use a nice little spatula that'll get underneath and won't scratch your pan. And we do a flip. That's it. That's how you make vegetarian quesadillas. I'm gonna let that finish cooking and set it off to the side, and we'll move on to our next item. The last thing that we're gonna make is Panko Fried Shrimp. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried panko breading, but it is so good. It just gives it an extra texture it's not like anything else. So what we do, I have the 16 to 20, that's the size, 16 to 20 peeled and deveined shrimp. And I have my 3 stations here. So what we do, we go egg, flour, egg again, then the panko, and then we drop it into our hot oil. You want to preheat it over medium to medium-high heat. You don't want it to smoke, but you do want it to be hot enough so that when you add the shrimp, it cooks immediately. So this is how we do it. We go egg, flour, and I did season the flour, and the egg wash has a few drops of hot sauce just to kick it up a little bit. So after the flour, we go back to the egg. Make sure it's coated all the way around. Then we go to the panko. We have them in the skillet. We're gonna let them fry lightly, about 2 minutes on each side. Once you see that it's gotten brown, you're gonna flip it over with the little tongs and make sure that it's not overcooking, because there's nothing worse than overcooked shrimp. That's really not good. And also make sure that you don't overcrowd your pan, because if you overcrowd it, you're gonna lower the cooking temperature, and it's gonna take a lot longer for it to get brown. It will still cook, but it's gonna overcook because you're trying to get the brown crust on it. So make sure you don't crowd your pan. So now we're gonna flip it over, and this is how brown you want it to be. So we're gonna flip that over. I'm gonna let those finish on the other side, and when we come back, I'll show you the completed product. So now these are all of our game day finger foods. We have our veggie quesadillas, our bacon wrapped stuffed jalapenos. You're really gonna love these. And then we have our panko fried shrimp. And also we have an accompanying sauce. It's a cilantro cream. It's a Beast Kitchen original. It's really simple. It's just a head of cilantro, some sour cream, and you just blend it in the blender. And it comes together, and you can add a little bit of jalapeno juice or jalapenos from the jar. Blend it up, that's it. And it's a perfect dipping sauce for anything. You can dip all 3 of these items in it. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. Please feel free to email me your questions, your comments, or any show ideas. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page. You can join our mailing list to see our show schedules at pathmegazine.com. Remember, in all your ways, acknowledge the Lord, and He will direct your paths. Thank you for joining us today on Path TV. I'm Rebecca Eaglin with Spirit Food. Be sure to stay on the path.